This is FTC. We're going to be doing losers bracket number 54, which is the last one I'll be doing for round 6 of the losers bracket. This is my squad on top versus Barren's squad on bottom. My squad has Keech the Ninja, who's there mostly for damage and being an item bot. Charlie the Monk, who's mostly there for support but also can do some damage if needed. 12 the Geomancer, who's an anti-sandbagger and brings up my squad for supports from talk skill or don't axe the enemy, which as we have seen has been very useful so far. And Iso the Samurai, who's there mostly to deal drawouts, poke with her spear, but she can also deal paralyze from yin yang magic. Okay, then we have Barren's End squad, Nabrai the Ninja. So this is mostly there for breaking stuff, though concentrated throws at 11 speed also hurt. Nigel the Knight, who's there mostly to be an extremely annoying tank, who can block magic attacks. He can tank against defense and gather speed saves while having double regen, and he also has angel rings, so he can always come back. And yes, he has preach, so he can always add re-raise to himself, which is quite annoying. We have Norman the Lancer, who's fairly evasive on his own right, which will then trigger Dragon Spirit a lot. And he also has throw items to heal up his friends, but he doesn't deal much damage. Then we have Nora the Oracle, which I would argue is Barren's chief unit. The unit that don't axe the enemy squad and then for lots. Essentially, because Nora can don't axe the enemy squad, Nora is able to essentially turn a match that was 4-on-4 into 4 on something much less, which is why Barren's low damage squad can then destroy them. Okay, now for the actual analysis. Okay, as you can see, most of the colors are fairly dark, meaning as much as I like my squad, I have a feeling Barren's gonna win. In terms of HP and tanking, this isn't even a question. He has 2 tanks to my 1, and furthermore, he has far more evasion. I mean, he has 2 units that are very hard to hit evasively. He has 1 unit that can resist most of my physical damage, and then he has a soft, relatively squishy Oracle. So that would give the advantage. So HP definitely goes to Barren. In terms of damage, I say I have an advantage because my ninja has best compat with his Oracle and can one-shot her. My ninja, given the low HP total on Barren's ninja, I can one-hit KO that ninja. But given the evasions on my opponent's squad, I don't think I'll be able to pull off a one-hit KO against that ninja. In fact, I think the key of this battle is whether I can or not. If I can pull off one-hit KOs with my ninja against those 2 units, I probably stand a good chance. If I can't, I lose. In terms of compats, you'll notice that my ninja has best compat with that Oracle, implying that my Samurai then has worse compat. And similarly, Barren's ninja has good compat with both my Geomancer and my Monk, but he can't one-hit KO either of them, though his concentrated hits should be able to bring my Geomancer to 1 HP if he's at full health, so I should be wary of that. Also, my Monk has, I think, worse compat with his with his Knight, and my Geomancer has worse compat with his Lancer. So my damage capacity from them is against those targets are going to be reduced, but they're his tanks anyways, so there's not like they're going to be primary targets. Okay, in terms of status, I have a lot of statuses on my squad between talk skill, between haste, and between other things, but I suspect Barren has a slight edge here for 2 reasons. First of all, he has a short-charged Oracle. As we've seen, my Samurai has gotten short-charged, or interrupted, or disrupted when she casted Paralyzed at least half the time. I don't think that will happen with Barren's Oracle, because a short-charged Oracle is sending a Paralyzed spell at you at 50 CTR. She also has Sleep, which is also far more reliable, just stopping a unit and trapping them in one spot. That Knight, being as tanky as he is, also has Mimic Darvan and Threaten. So those combined essentially has the same status capacity as my squad, except, well, Sans don't move and haste, but I think short charge is more important than haste, especially given how I didn't synchronize correctly. Luck favors my opponent slightly as well, simply because all of his evasions, I think, is slightly more important than my Geomancy, especially consider how well he heals and tanks himself. Synchronization, I would argue, favors me slightly, only because his squad is 5-5-3-3 and doesn't really move well together. And from what Barren's told me, he said he built his squad to counter hasting by having his Oracle stay back and then and then cast a short charge paralyze at the right moment against enemy hasted units. If that's the case, then perhaps my monk not being last, so he can't properly haste the entire team and only ends up hasting himself, might not even be a mistake against Barren. But as for AI, remember, the AI can't see evasions, so my ninja thinks he has 2 one-hit KOs when he really only has 1, and I think that might be decisive in causing me to lose, besides all the tanking. Okay, now to go on to the actual match. The first battle is going to be in Deep Dungeon. Okay, so it's that huge map where both squads start very separated. Again, my squad in the green, Barren's in the red. Okay, so my monk should have plenty of time to haste my entire squad. So really this is actually partly dependent on who gets first strike, but also dependent on movement totals. So I think that I couldn't have asked for a better map to split up Barren's team. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so so my ninja takes a throw, but it doesn't trigger Dragon Spirit. That's potentially dangerous. And I think that's a Paralyze spell being charged. So 2 units are hasted, and Paralyze is getting ready to be charged. Oh wow, and 2 attacks through Abandon. Nice. Okay, so the knight walks into Paralyze range, hoping that he can block it, but he doesn't. Okay, so enemy ninja's down, but no damage split. Wow, okay. So it's essentially 3-on-3 right now, but my 3 isn't permanent, so to speak. But Barren's 3-on-3 isn't permanent. Mine is. So because my healers are too far away. Ninja's healed back up, erasing what my ninja did through luck. Okay, so although Barren's team is clumping up, they have a lot of latent power that if it's not properly addressed will cause my squad to lose. Like I said, no repeating fists equals really stupid idea. Okay, 1 HP Geomancer that's now don't acted. Yeah, I think I just lost this. Finally, a short charge don't act, but then again, I don't think it matters anymore. I have exactly 1 unit left. And he's going to go for another don't act. But it doesn't work this time. But I don't think it matters anymore. Up. And then down. Okay, so I lose round 1 against Barren. FTC, and I'm going to be doing losers bracket round 2, losers bracket number 54, my squad versus Barren's. This is going to be round 2. Barren defeated my squad in the first match because the DD terrain, which was split up, favored Barren because he was able to, because the crucial factor for how far units could move was whether or not they had fly or teleport and or if they had jump. Since my units had much higher jump totals, or 2 of my units did, those 2 units got split up from the rest of the group, and then before the rest of my squad managed to catch up, they were killed. So let's see what happens on map number 58, Underground Book Storage, 2nd floor. Alright. So the battle begins between my squad and Barren's. Okay, Dom Ice Brand throw. But my ninja gets re-raised this time. So it's not too bad. And Earth Slash saves him from getting KO'd. Threaten goes off on the opponent ninja, so despite the damage being dealt, my units should be able to survive for a while longer. Mimic Daravon misses. Don't act it. Poor Compact causes poor damage. And Spin Fist, again, from Poor Compact causes even worse damage. And the Don't Act unit is going to be ganged up on by Kiku, forcing the enemy Oracle, who's by far the strongest unit, to waste time sandbagging. But she's brought down mid-charge. So a slight advantage right now is for my squad, but it's not heavy, as it's still 4-on-4. But Spin Fist should hit one unit because of evasion. And Kama Itachi puts that, and Kiku gets rid of that ninja. Okay, so we face a fairly interesting predicament where, and my monk gets Don't Act It, so he couldn't counterattack that, forcing the Geomancer to do it instead. And yeah, that monk's, most of his HP was coming from that helmet too, so he kind of needed that. And a Holy Proc for a huge amount of damage, cutting through that knight's defense up, but he still has double regen, so this will still be fairly hard to get rid of directly. Ninja's brought back up, but he's in Geomancer range. Actually, all of them are in Geomancer range. Because of critical AI, Ninja does nothing. And it's brought down again. Okay, the knights don't act it. I think I have this one. But just barely. But the knight then re-raises himself. Okay, so this is still going to take a very long time to KO all of his units. But never mind, Kiku just did that. And the Oracle goes down. So we're going to be seeing Barren on round 3. FTC, we're going to be doing round 3 between me and Barren. I won round 2 because despite the Pharaonetic action, I was able to don't act his ninja and keep him from breaking too much stuff. That kept his Oracle on sandbag duty rather than paralyzed duty. With that, he essentially only had 2 attackers against my entire squad, and I managed to slowly close in and defeat his squad, mostly by Kiku and by Geomancy because of the high evasion on his squad. Let's see what happens on map number 49, Fort Zeekden. Small map, I think, should favor me slightly more just because my ninja goes first and might be able to one-hit KO that Oracle. But in return, okay, never mind. I go for the ninja. And only one of the attacks go through abandoned. So, but then that takes 2 of his units out of commission because he has to spend another one healing. Okay. Charlie then uses Earth Slash, putting the rest of my squad back on notice. Okay. Blizzard. It would be nice if Silence went off, but that would be too easy now, would it? Okay, a Worst Compact Don't Act and a Worst Compact Confuse. Neither of them are really being serious on these attacks. And the Confusion Song misses, but Paralyze is going to hit 2 people. At least. And I'm paralyzed, their squad mate isn't. My ninja being paralyzed. Okay, a triple panel counter flood goes off, which could be useful in turning the tide, but I need more units for that to happen. Charlie goes in, Spin Fists, I think 4 people and takes down 1. But then Keech goes in, and I think Geomancy should take down that ninja. No, but he's seriously wounded. He's gonna need more assistance. Either that or Kiku will. So, two units have been dropped, and now I think it's 3-on-2 when you consider Don't Act on my squad. So, yeah, small maps do favor me. It seems either that or getting the first turn. Okay, my ninja runs off because he still has Don't Act. I think he's charging Demi against that Geomancer, but I'm not so sure that's a smart idea. Okay, but oh yeah, but all of them, wow, and they charge Diminish rather than Kiku. This is bizarre behavior. But then again, that's what I get for having spells like that on my squad, right? Yep. That gets guarded, but the knight gets killed by Diminish because Diminish isn't blocked by MEV. That Papyrus Plate was thrown on somebody, I can't tell from here. And of course, Resurrection takes precedence over, but it doesn't matter, she's brought back down. So it's now essentially 4 on 2. And Wave 5th went through Abandon. Okay, so this is over. It's essentially 4 units on 1 now. I thought I was gonna get killed. The Knight gets another point of speed save, but I don't think it's gonna save him anymore. There's just too many units for him to have to deal with. And that Knight can't bring anyone back. It's only the Lancer who's repeatedly using Phoenix down. Okay, so the Knight runs off. Because of critical AI, the Ninja runs off. And Wave 5th goes through very, very... In other words, I'm getting really lucky here with these Wave 5ths. And the Knight goes down again. I don't think he had re-raise. No, I think he still has re-raise. Wow. So Barren's holding on, despite all this. Yep. And the Knight tries to re-raise himself again, and he succeeds. But the Ninja keeps running off. Okay, so that Ninja's just gonna get himself killed. But against this many tanky units, this could still take a while. My Monk's now charging Demi again. I'm not quite sure why. No, it's slow. Okay, that works. But it doesn't hit because of the Lancer's low faith. Finally, Preach misses. Okay. And now the Lancer brings back the Oracle. Wow. This is good. Putting the finishing touch on my opponent is apparently much harder than it looks. And that Geomancer was forced to resort to friendly fire to do it. Okay, so Lancer's put back in critical again, and Demi goes off for all of 50%, and finally it goes off. Okay, so there's only 1 Ninja left, and he can't resurrect, but the Lancer can. Wow, this is taking forever. Okay, but that Oracle's going back down again. After all those Demi charges, my Monk needs more MP. He loses his headgear, but no, he doesn't. It would have been awesome if he finished with a counterattack, but oh well. The Geomancer does just as well. So I'll be advancing next round to be facing Oh God Bears. Barren, you've been eliminated. I'm sorry.